engage in a format of leaders. This is the format needed to resolve the key issues. Now, the same readiness is needed from Moscow. Well, joining us live now is Michael Bociurkiw, non-resident senior fellow at the Atlantic Council's Eurasia Centre and founder of the World Briefing newsletter on Substack. Mr. Bociurkiw, good to talk to you again. President Trump says he wants to get this war stopped. We've heard that several times before. Meanwhile, this meeting is looking less and less likely that it's going to happen at all. How do you take it?
Yeah, well, it's hard to believe anything that comes out of Mr. Trump's mouth. He changes his mind, it seems, from minute to minute. Hence, I refer to him now as the contortionist in chief for his policy swings. And I think, it makes it very, very difficult, not only for the Zelensky government, but for the leaders of the coalition of the willing to how to plan their next move. After that summit in Alaska, I'm beginning to wonder whether Mr. Trump drank spiked Russian Kool-Aid, because he seems to be doing a lot of major things that actually ties one hand of Ukraine behind its back in this David and Goliath fight. And that includes, for example, blocking Ukraine's use for the past few months of long-range missiles. So that includes the ATACMS from the US and the Storm Shadows from the UK. And apparently there's also the US, the Trump administration, blocking deliveries of Patriot and other missile defense system. This is something I cannot overemphasize enough that Ukraine really needs, especially to defend cities like Kyiv, but also world port Odesa, where I'm sitting right now.
But the diplomacy does continue. As we said, Keith Kellogg is there at the moment. Is that going to turn into anything positive?
I doubt it. He's been here before. Also, Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney was here. As you know, on Sunday, he repledged, he didn't introduce, but repledged $1 billion in aid, which was very welcome here. But frankly speaking, I think his time would have been better used in Washington, trying to convince Mr. Trump not only to stop putting these tariffs on Canada, but also how important the defense of Ukraine is, especially for countries like, European countries, which are very close to the front line.
In that infamous meeting between President Zelensky and President Trump in the Oval Office, the original one, there was that phrase thrown out there, "You don't hold the cards." Who does hold the cards in this?
That's a very good question. Obviously, the United States does, because they have the most advanced systems. But that card deck is being shuffled at the moment in real time, shifting more to European capitals. Like Mr. Trump likes to exaggerate how much the U.S. has given, $360 billion. It's about half of that. European countries are now delivering more money to Ukraine. And that is going into things like domestic drone production. This war is becoming more and more of a high-tech war. But at the same time, as your excellent correspondent in Moscow points out, Steve Rosenberg, it's what happened in Alaska did not stay in Alaska. It's being celebrated in Moscow. And it seems that without lifting a finger, Mr. Putin has not only been elevated from his coffin of international isolation and put on the world stage, but even those tariff sanctions and tariff penalties that Trump promised before Alaska don't seem anywhere near in sight, nor do the secondary sanctions on major buyers of Russian oil. Not a very good situation for Ukraine at the moment.
Well, you bring up President Putin and those sanctions. Is there any sort of Damocles hanging over Moscow at the moment?
Yes. It is a very big ask of the United States, and it's not the first time I've said this on your network, but I think that given also the major Russian traffic of business people and tourism to the Gulf countries, to countries like Turkey, Thailand, close allies of the United States, Mr. Trump also has leverage over these countries to say, enough is enough. We have to starve the Russian war machine, but we also have to penalize people close to Mr. Putin, stop them from buying property in places like Dubai, parking their yachts there, making major business deals, at least temporarily. And I think that would really tighten the noose around Mr. Putin.
Okay, Michael Bociurkiw with the Atlantic Council and founder of World Briefing newsletter on Substack. Mr. Bociurkiw, thank you very much.
Thank you.